Hi, this is Jewel Diamond Taylor, also known as the Self-Esteem Doctor. I'm about to introduce to you a young lady named Celeste Gardner, and she recently came to me sharing with me how she read my book, Love Smart with Your Heart. Desperation is a terrible perfume to wear, and she's going to share with you her road to healing, bringing back her self-esteem, her peace of mind, knowing that she is precious and priceless to God, and sharing with us the importance of having that wonderful, intimate relationship with your dad. A dad who affirms you, a dad who encourages you, a dad who models for a daughter what love should be like and what it should feel like. So join me now as we go into the interview with Celeste Gardner. Thank you for watching. Hi everyone, this is Jewel Diamond Taylor, the Self-Esteem Doctor, and today I'm interviewing a beautiful young lady, Celeste Gardner, and she shared with me that she enjoyed reading my book,
Yes, I do.
Love Smart with Your Heart, because desperation is a terrible perfume to wear. Celeste, are you the only daughter in the family?
As of right now, yes. I had an older sister, and she passed away back when I was 5 years old.
Okay, now when she passed away, what changes happened in your family? Were your mother and father emotionally available to you, or did you feel a disconnect, or did you get closer?
At the time when I was younger, I didn't realize that there was a disconnect, and there were some emotional separations between us because I was a kid, so I didn't understand. But now at 23, I see that, yeah, there was some separation. Before she passed, my dad, every Saturday morning, we would sit together, and I'd sit on his lap and his lazy boy, and we'd watch football or whatever was on, and he'd let me have the last little bit of his coffee. And then after she passed, things like that went away, and I didn't realize that I still needed those things, and I missed them. And emotionally, I still was looking for all of that when I got to be a certain age.
And so when you got to a certain age, did you begin to look for love in all the wrong places? Is that why that book appealed to you?
In all the wrong places and then some. The book appealed to me so much because it made me step back and look at me and go, a light clicked on. That was me. I was needy. I was desperate. I wanted things that I thought I didn't have or I couldn't see in me. The strength that my dad would always tell me about, I didn't know that I had it. I thought I needed someone else to complete me at all times.
So, you know what I found is it's not that we're always looking for sex, but you're looking for someone to affirm you, to love you, and to complete you.
Someone to tell me that I am everything and then some, that I am their world. They need me. To be needed was my biggest thing. For somebody to say, I love you, I need you, can you help me? And I wanted to be a fixer. I became a huge fixer. The guys with the biggest problems,
you wanted to be there to
wanted
fix.
to be the ones who could make everything better for them.
Because it made you feel needed and valuable.
It made me feel, yes, but come to find out, it wasn't helping them or me because I couldn't fix them, and all they were doing was using me.
And so what was the cost that you paid? By giving your power away, your body away, your dreams away, your hope away, your salvation away.
I lost sense of me. I lost me in all of that. And I didn't know my self-worth anymore. I didn't know that God would still love me through all of this, that I'm still the child who came into this world, and I'm still worth everything I was then and then some now. I didn't know that there's someone somewhere in this world that is going to love me beyond my understanding, and that I don't have to give all of me away just for that. That someone will love me just because they get to sit in my presence. I don't have to lay in a bed and let a man take everything I have for him to want me.
And how would you feel after you got up out of the bed? How did you feel? Did you still feel needed and loved, or how did you feel? Let's be honest. How did you feel?
I felt empty. Empty is the easiest way to explain it. I felt empty. I felt dirty. I felt used and not worth anything, because it was usually afterwards, get up and go. Like, we don't have to cuddle. I like you, but you can go. It wasn't, I just want to lay and be in your presence now. It was, I need to go home. I need to take a shower. I need to wash all of this off of me. I need to ask God to help me. And the first time I tried in March of last year, I decided I was going to stop and go on the celibate road. And I was doing it for all the wrong reasons for me.
Oh, really? What were the wrong reasons?
Well, for me, and just to prove to people that, you know, I'm not wild and out there and I can stop whenever I wanted to. And I did, and I stopped. But in October of last year, it came and it like slapped me in the face. You can't do it to prove people wrong. You're not doing it to prove anything to anyone. This is your thing between you and God. And once I made it that clear understanding that it's for me and God, it's so that He can come and clean me up, so that when He does give me my husband, that it'll be something that's so precious and understanding between the two of us, that this is, I've waited for this and you've waited for this, and it's not like, oh, we did it before. No, it'll be so new to the two of us that it'll be priceless.
I love the two words that you use, precious and priceless. Precious and priceless.
Yes.
And when I see that smile on your face, I can see that you have been renewed. Celeste, you and I go to the same church, Imani Christian Cathedral in Southern California, and I believe and I've seen how our bishop's message, his anointing, has influenced your walk.
He hit something that I had not that I've never been to churches. I actually went to a church before I came here that made me say, I was done. I gave up on churches. There was some things that went on there that hurt me, like deeper than I knew, and brought up issues that I thought I was over and I had let go. But when I got here, it's like Bishop Kefela didn't just poke at it and then move. He poked at it and said, okay, now we're going to fix it. Now we'll work on it so that you can be better, so that you can understand that you are more than your past. And his ability to be transparent allowed me to see that it's okay that I've made mistakes in my past, that I've done things that, you know, most religious people would look at me and go, God can't use you. But that's not true, because there's a woman named Rahab in the Bible, and she was a harlot, and He still used her, so He can use me just the same. And He made me, when I said I wanted to put this ring on my finger, He made it so big that it wasn't just a secret. It was publicly done in front of the church, and for me, that made me accountable to everyone in the church. So now when guys still come at me and exes will come back and they try, and I'm like, no, because I made this promise to God and to the people in my church.
Now let the viewers know what ring you're speaking about. I know, but for those who don't know, what ring was put on your finger?
This ring here, most people look at it and go, oh, it's an engagement ring. No, it's a celibacy ring. I have reclaimed my virginity, and I will hold on to it until I am married. And that's what I didn't understand. I didn't understand that you could reclaim that, and that you could reclaim your virtue and all of those things. But being here, He explained to me that God will make me as if I'm a new woman, and all of these things that happened, they happened, but guess what? They are no longer on me.
No more strongholds.
No more strongholds, no more holding on to exes, no more wanting to go back and try to fix things. I've let that go, because who I am today and who I know that I will be, she can't hold on to that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you, Celeste. And I know that the family still continues to heal. And when I was asking you about the book, and I said, now wait a minute. Usually when I talk to young ladies who have a father physically in the family, and the father's there to affirm her and tell her she's beautiful, and have the fathers dance and go to the prom and talk to her, usually there's a less of a chance that she will make poor choices in her spouse. And so you said, but Jewel, when my sister died, it was like my father emotionally shut down, and our relationship changed, and I began to look for love in all the wrong places. And you also said there was another incident in your life. Usually there's a traumatic incident in our lives that is a turning point that begins to shape us and define who we are. And you said there was a very traumatic incident in your home that also began to shape your self-esteem.
Yes. When I was young, I was molested by a family member, and it went on for a while until I was old enough to finally figure in my head that it's not okay, and I don't want to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that the lack of the emotions from my dad, I know he loves me, but that affection, the hugging and all of that, I didn't have that. So that, and then being molested, it made me
vulnerable.
It made me vulnerable, and it also made me not understand that
boundaries.
That love isn't a man
mm-hmm.
who sleeps with you. Love isn't being touched.
Mm-hmm.
Love isn't being fondled, or
mm-hmm.
that's not love. But that's what I then turned to love and thought that was love, and it wasn't. And all it was doing was emptying me more and more, and taking. And then reading your book, that's when I realized, okay, Celeste, you were desperate. You were needy. You were all of these things that you didn't, that I would say, I can't stand girls like that. Never realizing I was that girl. So now I've taken it, and after reading it, I understand I was her.
And have you forgiven yourself?
Yes, that was one of my first things to do. It was to forgive me. And after I forgave me, it was next. Now I'm in the process of letting others know, hey, I don't hold anything against what happened between us. And so I'm going back to ex-boyfriends, I'm going back to family members, I'm going back to different people just to say, hey.
Now, your mother and father are together. You have a whole family.
Yes.
What role did your mother play in helping you to heal and to be restored?
She's always been my wall to just throw things off of and bounce. And she sits quietly and she listens. And then at the right moment, she'll say something that is just like, I didn't see it like that, but thank you. So when I first explained the thing about my dad and not understanding how could I feel like this, and he's always been there. I've had a dad. My dad's been in my life since I was born. You and my dad have been together. You've never. So how do I feel like the girls who don't have dads? And she would say, and then that's when she told me, when you lost your sister, your dad he did shut down in different ways, but he's still here. So with him still being here, I still have that chance to have that relationship that I want with him. And slowly but surely, I am working on it. Slowly but surely, I am getting back to that. I mean, I now am at the point to where I'll go in his room and just jump on his bed and lay across him for a second. Just to feel his touch. Or when I got to be 18, my mom said, you guys don't hug enough, or you guys don't. And he hugged me one day, and I was like, I didn't know how to react, because I was like, let me go, like, get off of me. And he said, I'm not gonna let go till you hug me back. So then that became our thing, and I would purposely not hug him just to be in his arms.
Yes.
Just to feel that touch for a little bit longer, and then I would hug him, and then he'd let go. So now I've started to do it to him. So now I'll go up to him and I'll hug him and I'll say, Dad, I'm not letting go till you hug me. And he'll hug me, but I'm still holding on, because I want to feel what I felt as that 5-year-old little girl who could run down the stairs in the morning and go sit on the couch with him, and then him let me sip his coffee, and I blame him for me being short. But those things, I never realized that they meant so much.
It was such an emotional heart connection. I would like you to share, as we close, one message to young ladies that are not aware, that are in denial, that feel that it's okay to sleep around, that feel it's okay to give their body, their power away. And then I want you to give a message to the fathers to help them to understand why it's so important to be emotionally, physically, and spiritually present in a daughter's life. So first, speak to the young girls, even the older women that are still confused and still unaware of their habits of being naive and desperate and needy. Was there something in the book that stands out in your mind that helped you to unlock the door of secrets and shame?
I guess the question when it says what is needy, and you gave a list of everything it is, and in that we never realized that sleeping around, that's all looking for different things that we feel we're lacking. But I look at it as, if I had a cup of water and I take my cup of water and I just give it to everybody that comes by and they all get to just drink out of my cup, then how special is my cup? When it's all gone, it's all gone, and I have nothing, and then I'm empty and I'm left with the cup in my hand and I don't remember what it was for, or what the worth or the value of that water.
Awesome. Very good.
But you can, even after you've given some of it away, you can stop and refill your cup.
You can refill the cup with His living
hold
water.
On to that cup and understand that your cup is more
precious
valuable
and priceless.
Your cup is more valuable than all the diamonds and rubies in the world.
Yes, yes.
And to the dads, I guess the meaning of daddy's little girl is just so big to me, because I still say I'm daddy's little girl, even though I didn't have that. The love from a dad, that is I always joke and say my dad is my first boyfriend, because he's the first person to show me what love is.
That's right.
To show me what I need,
to model it for you,
to be the perfect example. I now say that when I get married, I want my husband to somewhat resemble my father, because my dad is awesome. Dads are awesome to little girls. Dads are Supermans. You can fix anything as a dad, but you also, still being Superman, have to know when all we need is just a hug. All a daughter needs sometimes is to hear her dad say, "I love you."
Absolutely.
I love you is the biggest thing, but not just I love you. That hug, that daddy hug, means more than a mommy's hug sometimes. It's like, you love your mom, but
it's like women are attention starved. Men love appreciation. Women love attention. So when daddy holds your hand, gives you a hug, gives you a smile, tells you you're beautiful, you did a good job in school, that attention means so much. It can go a long ways. And I am just so happy to know your family. I'm so grateful to see how God has used you and your family as a living example, that everything your family has gone through, everything you've gone through, has been for God's glory. Because look how now God is using you as a chosen vessel to pour into other women's lives through this video, and as you touch other women and share with other women your testimony. You've been transparent, you've been vulnerable, you've been open, you've been saved, you've been blessed by God's grace. And I thank you so much, Celeste, for taking the time to share with me and to share with my audience. I'm so grateful to God that you enjoyed the book, and as I said to you, I want a book report.
And like you said, it is one of those that you read a second time just to catch the little.
Every time you read it, you're going to see something different. So God bless you, my dear, and you be reminded how much God loves you and how much I love you. So glad that you're part of our Imani Christian Cathedral family, where Bishop Jelani Kafela is our bishop, and our First Lady is First Lady Kathy.
Thank you.